Hey everyone, welcome back. Good morning to you on this bright sunny spring day. We still have snow on the ground here in Michigan, but apparently it's supposed to be 60 on Thursday, so is that. I am very excited about that. I am so done with winter. I accept winter for what it is. I live here, I have accepted it, but once we hit about the first week of March, I am over it. I'm like, okay, winter can go away now. I'm about to fill my entire house with flowers just so I can make myself feel a little better. So today I thought it would be fun to do a video talking about what brands would we like to see come into Ulta. There's a bunch of new brands that have come into Ulta over the last year. There's a few rumors about brands coming as well. Now they have not been confirmed by Ulta, but there's a lot of whispers about that. I saw Samantha March, who's one of my favorite YouTubers, do a video on this a few weeks ago where she was talking about brands she would like to see come to Ulta, and if so, what brands she would like to see leave Ulta. That video totally got me thinking. Now in Samantha's video, she really focused on makeup. I thought I would kind of expand a little bit and talk about makeup, but also talk about both skincare and hair care brands. So my thought process was, well, let's talk about this together. What brands do we think would be a good fit for Ulta? Like what would fit their aesthetic? And what would Ulta customers like? But also what brands would have to then leave for that to happen. This is just a little fun. These are just my opinions. Obviously they don't mean much. If I mention your favorite brand as saying that I think it should leave Ulta, it's nothing personal. I promise. You can, tell me I'm crazy in the comments. These are just some of the thoughts that I had. If that sounds fun to you, let's get started. So as I said, Ulta Beauty has really stepped it up in accumulating some really popular brands. In the last few years, we've seen HOURGLASS come to Ulta. We've seen Laura Mercier. We've seen AngieKBeauty. And then most recently, we've seen Chanel launch at Ulta, which I don't think I ever thought I would see. And obviously, most recently, we've seen Fenty Beauty launch at Ulta. There are also rumors that REM Beauty is coming, which is Ariana Grande's brand, which I'm not really that interested in. But there's also a rumor for Charlotte Tilbury coming to Ulta, which excites me to no end. And I really, really hope that's true. When I started thinking, okay, what brands do I think should come to Ulta? And what do I think are a good fit? These are not just brands that I would just like to see. So I think of brands like Natasha Denona, Pat McGrath Labs, Huda Beauty. For some reason, I have a hard time placing them in an Ulta store. Me, personally, this means nothing. Even though they're brands I really love, I didn't include them because I have a hard time seeing them as part of the Ulta family where these other brands I can. So the first brand, I thought about this brand immediately. As soon as I thought about this video and I watched Samantha's video, I said, Rare Beauty. Rare Beauty by Selena Gomez. For some reason, I think it's the packaging, I think it's the aesthetic. It's meant to, play around with makeup. It's a very inclusive brand. It's not horrifically expensive as makeup goes. And I can totally see Rare Beauty when you walk into an Ulta. No problem. Absolutely can see that. So I guess if we're going to say that, if we're going to say Rare Beauty is coming to Ulta, then what brand should go? Oh, I'm so going to get it for this. I think Smashbox. I was thinking about this during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale where they launched their new formulated primers. And I was like, I didn't even know they reformulated their primers. That's how much I follow the brand. And then I started thinking more and I said, what have I actually used from Smashbox in the last 2 years? I have their Cali Contour Kit, which I love, but that is something that's not new. That's been around forever. I think the only ingenuity I've seen from the brand is collecting Becca's products and slapping their name on them and selling them, which I think was a great business move. Don't get me wrong. So if you don't know, what Smashbox did is they acquired 2 of the best-selling products from Becca when Becca went out of business. It's their under eye brightener and then their Champagne Glow Highlight, which was, like I said, their 2 most sought after products. And Smashbox accumulated them and then just put their name on it with like Becca's name and said, here you go. But if I think of other than that, I've got nothing. Has anyone tried anything brand new from Smashbox in the last year? I just think the brand is just not, I don't know. I just don't think it's keeping up. I don't think it's keeping up with the trends that the beauty world is going to. And I know this is sacrilege because Smashback late 90s, early 2000s was it. It was absolutely everything. I don't know. I just think it's past its prime. So the next brand that I thought of that I would love to see at Ulta, and I'll be honest, until Chanel just said they were launching at Ulta, I never would have seen this brand at Ulta. But when Chanel came, I was like, okay, I can see this brand. And that's DIOR. I would love to see DIOR at Ulta. I think their aesthetic would fit. I think that I can see DIOR aisle, counter, whatever. And DIOR has been killing it. I love their foundations. I love their DIOR Forever Concealer. It's one of my favorites. I love their Powder No Powder that they launched a year ago. I just been really happy with a lot of DIOR products, and I think they would fit right in. So what would need to leave? If DIOR came, again, I'm sorry if this is your favorite brand, but I was thinking Pure. When I looked at the 21 Days of Beauty, their mineral powder foundation was on sale, and I was like, never tried it. And then I started looking at it, and I'm like, I never go and look at what this brand offers. Like, I'm never drawn to it. Have they released anything recently? And I just can't think of anything. So that would be the brand that I think would need to go if DIOR came in. All right, the next brand I would love to see at Ulta, and frankly, I think this brand would kill it at Ulta, and that's Glossier. Glossier has a very kind of millennial, young millennial aesthetic. It's very much a minimalist brand. The idea is you want your real skin shining through, you want your skin but better. These are all great things. These are all absolutely great things. And Glossier has a few misses for me, but they have a lot of hits for me. You know, I love their Boy Brow. I love their cloud paints. I love their lip balms, the .com lip balms. Those are some of my favorite products as well. Glossier is an online only brand. They do have some flagship stores in large cities, but I would just love to see them come to Ulta. I think that the Ulta consumer would eat it up. I think they would love that brand. I guess the question, of course, is, okay, what would have to leave for Glossier to come? And the brand that I immediately thought of was Stila. I have some of their liquid eyeshadows that are, again, OG products. Everyone loves them. I think I have an old highlighter from Stila too. It's their Kitten. I think that's one of their, it's kind of like what Pillow Talk is to Charlotte Tilbury, or what Orgasm is to NARS. I think their Kitten is kind of the same thing. I don't see Stila as a brand that has kept up with the changing trends in makeup. And I just think that needs to go. And I would love to see Glossier as a replacement. All right, last but not least, I'm gonna flip this around a little bit. There is a brand I wish would just go away from Ulta. Oh, I don't like this brand. And again, I'm probably gonna get crucified for it, but I'm not crazy about Morphe. I feel like Morphe is kind of okay to mediocre products, and all they care about is who the collab is with. I feel like their products are sold based on the face versus on the actual formulas and consistencies of their products. And I just don't see how that's sustainable over time, but you know, what do I know? I never shop Morphe, ever. I never shop Morphe. I know that I'm gonna get kind of so-so products. And even for the price point, I find that there are so many good formulas out there that are a similar price point. Why would I bother with Morphe? When I first started kind of revamping my makeup routine when I hit 40, I needed all new brushes. And a lot of people said, oh, get Morphe brushes. You know, they're inexpensive and they're good. And I still do have a few Morphe brushes, but most of them I've replaced. And yeah, I've absolutely upped my game in that I have a lot more expensive brushes, but I also have a bunch of EcoTools brushes and a bunch of e.l.f. brushes that have replaced my Morphe brushes. It's not as simple as, oh, well, now I pay more money for my brushes. It's not nearly as simple as that. I don't know. I just think Morphe is like the vanilla of makeup. I absolutely believe that it's like the vanilla ice cream of makeup. The reason why I brought Morphe up first, because I want you to visualize when you walk into Ulta and you see this like big area of Morphe. And my thought is like, what could go there? And the first thing I thought of, I think it's because I was focused on the Morphe brushes, the first thing I thought of was Sigma. Oh, I wish Sigma would come in to Ulta. First and foremost, if you've never tried a Sigma brush, you are missing out. Sigma has some of the best makeup brushes on the market. They are amazing, but they have a lot more things to offer. If you've never tried Sigma's eyeshadow formula, it's amazing. I would highly recommend going on their website and picking, and we're waiting for one of their sales, frankly, and picking up an eyeshadow palette that speaks to you. It was funny, I recently pulled out the Corta Rosa eyeshadow palette. I think it's because it's a very spring palette, and I had put it away kind of for the winter and kind of forgot about it. And I recently pulled it in, you know, again, because I was sick of winter and I wanted to think about spring, I pulled it out again. And I realized just how much I love that eyeshadow formula. It's so good, you guys. And they launched some blushes last year that were really good as well. I don't know. I think I would much rather see Sigma there than Morphe any day of the week. All right, you guys, let's move on to skincare. Just like in makeup, Ulta has definitely, again, been killing it, bringing in some new skincare brands as well. The two that I think of immediately, one is Drunk Elephant, they brought in over the last year, which is huge in my opinion. And the other is Good Molecules. Good Molecules reminds me a lot of The Ordinary or the Inky List, where they are absolutely focused on kind of stripped down packaging, no frills packaging, but correct packaging. And they are very focused on actives for a very reasonable price point. If you are into that kind of skincare, by all means, check them out. They're a really good brand. Drunk Elephant, beautiful formulas. They know exactly what they're doing, but they are quite pricey. So that's kind of the downside of Drunk Elephant. Now, what brands would I like to see skincare wise? And I tried really hard not to just say, oh, well, I like this brand, I want to see it at Ulta. It was really about what would fit there. And there's actually one brand that I thought of immediately that I was like, I always think of this brand as an Ulta brand versus a Sephora brand. And that is Glow Recipe. And I think the reason why I think that is because I think Ulta really does center more on K-beauty, Korean beauty, than Sephora does. If you think about Ulta, you know, they have Casa Rax, they have Handskin, they have Peach and Lily. They have a lot of these K-beauty brands already. So I feel like Glow Recipe would be a very easy transition. I think the Ulta customer, especially that's into K-beauty, would be like, oh yeah, easy transition. It would not be a stretch to think of this brand at Ulta. So I guess the question, of course, is, well, what brand would have to leave? And again, I visualized an Ulta and I thought of like the skincare area where the different aisles. And as you go back and back and back and you get to the back, which is like no one ever dusts there. It's like no one goes back there. Those are kind of the brands I thought of. And so the first brand I thought of was Crepe Erase. Does anyone use anything from Crepe Erase? The only time I know Crepe Erase exists is Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. They always have a product in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. And I'm always like, huh, I didn't even know that brand existed. And that's exactly where it lives. It lives at the very back of Ulta, in those back aisles that, again, no one dusts, no one rearranges, no one makes pretty, because that's like, that is the bottom priority when they are restocking and all of that. So the second brand I thought of, again, I tried not to just say, oh, I like that brand. It was really about like what would fit. And one of the brands I thought of from Sephora that would absolutely fit in Ulta is Pharmacy. Pharmacy, their big, shtick is using honey. They use a lot of honey in their formulas, or honey extracts, different ingredients from honey. And Ulta, again, they have some brands. Think of Kanuka, Hey Honey. They have some brands that kind of fit this aesthetic. And so I think Pharmacy would be a good marriage, fit right in to these brands. And frankly, I think Pharmacy has a bigger footprint. So I think that it would actually kind of drive business into that area, that interest in regards to skincare. So I guess the question again is, well, what brand would have to leave? And the brand that I thought of is, of course, a brand that I have a serious problem with because of their marketing, and that is Juice Beauty. I'm not a big Juice Beauty fan. We all know this. Don't put lemon juice on your face. That's just an important thing. And also I don't like their stem cell research, which is a bunch of crap. So don't listen to any of that. So this may be just personal. I don't like the brand. I think that they're not honest and therefore I have a problem with them. I would love to see Juice Beauty go away. And I would love to see Pharmacy there instead. The last skincare brand I thought of for coming into Ulta was Biossance. Biossance, again, another really skincare conscious brand. They use a lot of squalane in their product. Squalane is a hydrator. It basically helps increase your skin barrier so you don't lose moisture from your face. In fact, I remember reading that Biossance's parent company apparently holds the patent of how you extract squalane from, I think it's sugarcane. You can get squalane from shark livers, but no one's doing that, y'all. Like, no one is getting squalane from shark livers. It doesn't matter what anyone tells you. That's not what's happening. Where they're getting squalane from is from olives and sugar canes. From what I understand, the parent company of Biossance holds the patent how to extract the process. And so if a brand wants to use squalane from sugarcane, apparently they have to buy it from Biossance. I don't know exactly how that works, or they have to pay them. It's super interesting. I'm a big fan of the brand, just like any other brand. There are hits and misses, but they've got some gorgeous products. I love their eye gel. Oh, their eye gel is so good. I am actually trying out their copper peptide serum, squalane and copper peptide, and I'm loving it so far. It's really, really beautiful, but I will continue to use it and I will give you an update on that. Like I said, a few really, really nice products, and I would love to see them at Ulta, and I think they would fit right in. What brand would I like to see leave? Well, if we're gonna bring in a brand that really focuses on true actives in proper packaging with no junk, then I think the brand that I would like to see exit is Philosophy. I think Philosophy is the epitome of junk skincare. It is literally a bunch of perfume and fragrance stuffed into a jar and then masquerading as skincare. I feel like consumers, at least I'd like to think that skincare consumers are getting smarter. They're wise to this type of stuff, and I would love to see them sweep away some of these brands that for decades have preyed upon women and said, buy this, it smells really, really good, and it's a miracle in a jar. They actually have a miracle worker or hope in a jar. That's what they actually use to name their products. And to just know what skincare can do and what it can't do, and know what skincare to use. All right, finishing out, let's talk about hair care. Just like in makeup and skincare, we have seen some new brands enter Ulta over the last year or two as well. The ones that immediately come to mind were Briogeo, which just came in last year, I believe, Way, and then Olaplex. I think Olaplex is the big one that just came in a few months ago. And so again, I just feel like Ulta is totally upping their game. So I thought about what hair care I would like to see go away and what hair care I would like to see come in. And the one brand I think would be a good fit that I would love to see at Ulta is MOROCCANOIL. I'm a big fan of that brand. They've got some really nice hair care products. And that is like, when I go to Ulta, that's the one brand that I feel like, yeah, you know, I would love to see this brand here. I think it would be a good fit. If I brought MOROCCANOIL in, who would we have to get rid of? Well, I'm going to repeat a little bit. You know that I have an issue with Philosophy as a skincare brand. Well, I have an issue with Philosophy as a hair care brand. Now, they don't have extensive hair care products, but okay, when I was doing my research, I found that Philosophy has a shampoo, body wash, and bubble bath 3-in-1 that they sell at Ulta. And all I could think of, you guys, was I am a 45-year-old woman. I should never be using a shampoo, body wash, and bubble bath 3-in-1. There is something seriously wrong with that statement. Maybe when I was 5, I used a 3-in-1 like that. Or maybe I was like in a cabin up north and using my kids' 3-in-1 just because it was the easiest thing to do. But for everything that is holy, please don't use 3-in-1 products if you are an adult female. Like, that is going to destroy your hair. It is going to destroy your skin. Just don't do it. And so that's exactly what I immediately thought of. I was like, No 3-in-1s. Especially a bubble bath 3-in-1. Oh my goodness, that's just crazy. Just not a good scene. All right, you guys, it is your turn. What do you think? Are there certain brands that you would like to see at Ulta? Are there certain brands that you're mad? Did I pick on one of your favorite brands that I want to see exit? I would love to hear your opinions. I would love to hear your comments. If you like this content, please like my video. It helps me out significantly. And please subscribe to my channel. I would love for you to join our little family here on YouTube, where we talk about beauty, especially for women over 40. Until next time, you guys, until my next video, bye.